Hello, this is Bill Shed here, and sorry for the long break. Pretty sure we can guess what this break was all about. Yeah, Xbox, you know what I mean? But to the point. So today I want to discuss the common idea that free and open source software is unsecure, and if it is really unsecure or not, or if it's actually even more potentially more secure than proprietary software. And I'm serious when I bring up that possibility. So let's get into it. So, to give a little background, this it's a common idea that floats around many experts in the computing field as well as businesses and stuff and it's also a key reason why you're told not to use LibreOffice and free and open source alternatives and stuff like Microsoft Office and workplace environments, even if you work from home. And the common idea I previously said this is that free and open source software is considered unsecure because the two big parts of it, free and open source. Let me so the common idea, the free part is just mainly a big misunderstanding. And well, first of all, you can't deny the fact that a lot of free and open source software is free of charge. The free in a lot of people treat the term free as meaning free of charge when it comes to free and open source software. So people so they think of it as it's just a bunch of hobbyists and stuff. They don't know how to compete against big attacks and hackers breaking into their system. It's going to take years for them to patch them up the and because they're not making any money from it. And if it was just a bunch of hobbyists, that would be true. For for a lot of free and open source software, it's a lot of hobbyists work together, but it's more hobbyists than you think. And it's not just one person working on it. People, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But the free and open source means freedom. Do whatever the heck you want with it. Ain't knowing you're not a puppet. There ain't no strings up here. There ain't no puppet master. You're free to do whatever the heck you want. You can even distribute it. Hey Jimmy, have gimp.exe. Have my installer. Like that. Sorry about the internet being down. Have it. Oh hey Milo, you want Caden Live? Sure, I'll give you the .sh file. Good day. Oh hey Jilly. Oh hey Jimmy. You want the credit exe? Hey. It like the free as in freedom right there means that's one of the aspects you can do what the heck you want with it. You can modify it for yourself. Up and distribute that's known as forking. You can look to the source code because no one's stopping you from doing that. That's the part that makes it open source, and I'll talk about it in a second. And I'll talk about how free ties into open source in a bit too. The open source part is kind of has some logic rooted into it. What about being insecure? Because the idea here is that according to these people, a lot of people can just hack. Like people can see, oh, here's backdoor over there. There, backdoor all over the place. I wouldn't have seen this this was closed source, and yeah, you would have seen that it was a closed source. But you can also see those. Yeah, good guys. Nice. And they and both hobbyists and hired good guys can both see those things instead of just hired ones. So you got more people looking for these back doors. So essentially the logic right here, there was some logic, but the other part of the logic was like neutralize that. Okay, it's negative 1 plus 1, essentially. Just brings it to 0. So Oh, now I want to talk about. I'm now I want to reveal the answer, and I think everyone can infer it's a full on myth that free and open source software is plain out unsecure. Let me explain why it's not unsecure a bit more. So the security flaws of free and open source software, there aren't many. That's the thing. And if you knew anything about coding, you could actually improve the security of a program yourself. Self too. Unlike Windows, which you can't do crap about other than install a vast antivirus or something. Or install an update from Windows from Microsoft or something. But free. But the thing about free and open source software is, and so a lot of free and open source software is hosted on GitHub or GitLab. So one of those two. Basically the same thing but owned by different people, if you know what I mean. They're basically people upload Git and their free and open source projects on there. In fact, even Microsoft started going down the free and open source route too. And I have to give them applause for that. They're taking use of that. Imagine if Windows became free and open source. If Windows just became open source, I wouldn't care, but I'd stay on Linux most of the time. But if it became free and open source, you would bet my rear I'd go back, just so I could fork Windows again and make it more customizable. But back to the point, free and open, because of the free licenses, and by free I mean licenses that are pro freedom, like the GPL and the BSD licenses as well. They allow for people to fork it, and because sites like GitHub and GitLab exist, people can send comments in. Sorry if I get this wrong. Well, this is from what I can infer. I think comments are like not comments. I'm talking like comments. Like I committed to that or something like that. So you send, essentially, you basically write up some code. You find like a vulnerability. Hey, this can be, and you work on the code that patches up, and you send to the developer as a comment, and back to what I was talking about earlier. And a lot of people did. A lot of the quote unquote experts didn't know this, but I'm not trying to say they're not experts. They are experts. It's just a misunderstanding. Everyone has misunderstandings about everything. It's about certain things. It doesn't make you a bad person. It can cause you to make mistakes. There's many times in history that has happened. People try to do good things, but they had a complete misunderstanding of something, and you know what happened there? I'm not going to mention names because some of them are going to get my rear a little bit screwed on YouTube. So basically, the idea was that maybe and more like a misconception was that you can just send a comment and it just goes straight through the software program. No review needed. Yeah, hey, and I did and to add on to the myth, more part of the myth was that you could type in malicious code and you just send it over. And you just screw it all up. But here's the thing. With a lot of freedom of software, especially the big ones, you have teams of developers and hobbyists. Now look through that code. Make sure little Jimmy, or Billy Bob in his own on his own chair is not sending malicious code to it. They're going to look through it, and if they deem it as malicious, they can just throw it out the window. But if they deem it as helpful, then it will add it to the project. There's a reason how Roblox suddenly became compatible with Wine again after so long. Because someone found a solution. They sent it over to Wine. Wine, because Wine's free and open source, if I'm correct. And Wine, the developers behind Wine, not the drink, the app, the compatibility layer saw it and they're like, "This is good. We could actually use this." And they let it in. And there you go. Roblox is, you can now play some Roblox on Linux. And that's actually what in some cases can make free and open source software more secure than proprietary software. Because proprietary software, it's usually closed source, 99% of the time. And you're seeing, and you don't see any backdoors. Hackers can find backdoors. And they can find backdoors with proprietary software quicker than even the good guys can. Which, if you think about it, is not good. And knowing how big proprietary software is you could send an email saying, "And I think I found out something." They wouldn't even notice it, and you wouldn't even be able to find it. If there's anyone designed to look for bugs, it's on the inside. And yeah, they can get paid a lot, but at the same time, the hackers are more likely going to have found many more bugs and backdoors than these people ever thought have even found within a day. Which is sad. And meanwhile, free and open source software, you have good guys, a lot of good guys, and a lot of bad hackers, if you know what I mean. They're both looking at it. And good guys, half them know how to code, they send comments. Other half say, "Hey, I found something a little suspicious," and they send it over. You got the hackers that are like, "No, this." Next thing you know, next couple of days later, their plan completely fails because, well, a new update was released that basically patched that backdoor, sealed that backdoor completely shut. They can't walk right in. They can't waltz right in. There ain't no waltzing Matilda to walk right in. They're completely left on the outside. They can't walk in. And that's where I'm going to leave it off. Free and open source software, for a fact, can actually be more secure than proprietary software in some cases. So this is Builder Shed here. Hope to see y'all next time. See ya.
If y'all like this type of content, make sure to drop a like. If you want to see more of this content, make sure to subscribe. If you don't like this content, or specifically this video, drop a dislike. And it'd be heavily appreciated if you were to also drop a comment explaining why you disliked the video and some issues, also known as constructive feedback. I'll see y'all next time. See ya.